Today's episode is brought to you by Nostalgic Future in association with the Abstract Mud Podcast, part of the Aura Multimedia Plus family, and also the Hive Mind Consortium. We are us, we are one.
What is going on, guys? It is your host, LEXX Black. You are tuning into my show, Midnight Arcade. This is episode 23, and I am amped up. I'm super excited because I got two of the homies with me, man. This is the first time we're doing this. I'm super... I see you got the Akatsuki background. Okay. I see you, G. We're going to get to that, man. But again, this is episode 23 of season, we're on season 3 of Midnight Arcade. I'm super excited to have these guys on. We've been talking for a while about collaborating. These gentlemen here are really, really cool dudes, really, really knowledgeable in the anime field. And we always kind of alluded to having a discussion about deep diving into anime in general. But let's introduce ourselves. So I introduced myself. First and foremost, before I do anything else, let me get all the other stuff out of the way. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified for whenever I drop that new heat. You heard? Yes, sir. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm, gets the video going and promoted out to more channels and so on and so forth. So make sure you do all that. Now, without further ado, may you gentlemen introduce yourself. Let us know who you is.
What up? I go by the one and only Biggity Biggs. Bigness of the Abstract Mud Podcast.
Yes, sir.
You can find us. You can find us on all social platforms. Make sure to like and subscribe on everything that you see there.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, world? I go by G Smooth. I am another member of the Abstract Mud Podcast. I, in the words of my Prince Akeem, I am very, very happy to be here. So we're gonna get into it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, if you guys didn't know, I'm down with the crew. I'm down with the Aura Multimedia Plus family, and so this is a collaboration between my show and the Abstract Mud Podcast. And it's been a long time coming. I was on their show a couple months ago. Had a great time, guys. It was really good. Make sure I listen to the podcast. Great content. Great host. Shout out to Chef Melly Mel. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to Shell. Shout out to everybody in AMP, man. Make sure you guys check them out. But let's get to it, man. I gotta start it off, bro. One name only. Kenpachi.
Well, we gonna get right to Bleach.
We go right to it. We go right to it.
No, we're gonna dive right into it. If we're gonna dive right into it, you know that's not his name, though, right?
Huh?
You know that's not his name, right?
I know.
Ooh.
But because I know that
educate me.
Unohana, what's her name? Unohana was the original Kenpachi or something like that. But then she became all namaste and peaceful, and then Zaraki was the one who became the new Yeah. So I know. But the current Kenpachi, the Zaraki, that we gotta talk about it, man. This guy. Yo, when he fought those, too OP. All right, the fact that this man. Listen, first of all, for those who have not watched Bleach, why haven't you? Okay, first of all. Second of all, Second of all, so spoiler alert for any of you who have not watched this. But second of all the captains and vice captains who have bankais straight struggling with all of these new Quincy guys. I can't remember what do they call themselves? The Snyder Rick or something. I can't remember what it's called.
The Renvitter.
Yeah.
I think it's called the Renvitter.
Yeah. Every one of the captains and lieutenants, even Byakuya, struggling, right? Getting bodied left and right. And then we see, and then we see Zaraki drop 3 bodies with ease. And on top of that,
he pulled up.
He pulled up with 3 bodies.
Quincy shish kebab. He had them all on one sword.
He pulled up with 3 bodies.
Sword.
Like,
he had a Quincy shish kebab.
Dude, what is wrong with that guy? What? And you know, the thing I love about him is the slasher grin never leaves his face. It doesn't matter how dire the danger is. He's always smiling, right? The man comes in and says, "Oh, this dude was trash." Literally said, "This guy was trash. This dude talked too much, so I ripped out his throat."
Yo.
So this guy was big. This guy was big, but you know what I mean, I just sliced him in half. Just whatever.
I love how he described it, how he took them all out. Like this, and this is why.
Yeah. And then he was basically like, because then he landed in front of Quincy King guy. I can never remember his name.
Quincy King. I can't forget it. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. He walks in front of him, and the I guess that must have been his second, the Quincy King second, the blonde haired dude. Mm-hmm. And Zaraki was like, "All right, so these 3 dudes is trash. Put your hands up. Let's fight." Like there's no other discussion.
It's like, I'm not here for you. I'm here for the number one guy. Don't come over here. I'm here for him.
Expound upon.
Now, mind you want to talk about somebody who always smiling or who enjoys things. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, just looked at him like, "Oh, okay, so you're Zaraki." Okay. Okay.
Like,
he was like, him. "Oh, so you're him." We know about you. Like, we did our homework on you. Some of us did, but yeah, we know about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the fact that they know about him, especially. You know what I mean? And the fact that he pulled up, like, "Oh, all right. So you're the one."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's
special? They call them special threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely labeled him a special threat.
You want to know why I think so? And they'll obviously reveal more in the next episode. But if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't have a bankai, right?
He does.
Or does he?
He does, but we're not at the point where I could be wrong, but I think we're not at the point where he can actually use it. Like, he's been so powerful that it didn't make sense for him to use it.
Right. And then, because I remember, like, he at first he didn't know the name of his Shikai or his
I know that's not the right reason why he doesn't use it.
Right.
But
he's not there.
And I also know that when he takes off his eye patch, his spiritual pressures would just explodes through the roof. So, like, think about that. Like, he don't like. So the fact that he is bodying these dudes without even, he's not even using the Shikai. Does he have a Shikai? He has to have a Shikai.
He's giving me Piccolo energy, where he just, when you talk about taking off the eye patch to then release more spiritual pressure, he's training right now. He's fighting the king training with the patch closed.
But when he does that, it shows that when he takes the patch off, though, or when he lifts that patch, it shows that he's having fun.
Yes. Oh yeah. And he's actually serious.
That's the true meaning of him taking that patch off. But this next episode, though,
damn, explosive.
I didn't, man. It's just, but yo, man,
what you got?
There's just so much. There's so much to unpack with the Quincy's, man. There's just so much to unpack.
Facts.
I need to figure out. Like, they got to reveal why they can't take Ichigo's Bankai.
There's a lot to go. So I have a few.
I'm gonna tell you one reason. Not to cross you, but I'm gonna tell you one reason. Plot armor. Mm-hmm. Plot armor. That's why they're not going. That's one reason why they're not taking his Bankai, because plot armor. You know, just like in Boruto, and you know, plot armor. Like I'm interested. I'm interested to see. Plot armor. I get it because they got to. They have to. Yeah. But I'm thinking. I want to know how they're gonna explain it. I hope they explain it.
Between him and Ishida, there's a lot that goes deep into the family lineage, in which there's a reason why. You know what I mean? It goes deep, bro.
They're gonna tell you about his father again.
Well, I mean, they may dive into his moms as well too.
Oh, yeah, they haven't done that. They talk about
they may dive into Ichigo's moms as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's interesting, right? If you remember, there was an episode of Bleach where Ichigo's trying to like obtain his Bankai, and talking to Gensuga. Who does the King Quincy look like to you?
He looks like his bunk. Yeah, he He looks like his dude. It's this Bankai. He looks exactly like him.
He looks like
I
old
picked up
man
on that
Zangetsu.
He looks like Zangetsu.
He looks
That
like
makes a
old
lot of
man
sense.
Zangetsu.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind as you're watching it, but he looks a lot like old man Zangetsu. You know what I'm saying? So,
with you saying that, they have to get more into that, what happened 1,000 years ago with that fight. With that fight. They got to talk about that.
They got it. Yeah.
There has to be some
for
time.
For sure. I did not think of that.
That scientific captain with the golden baby.
Researching.
The way he came at head captain, like, he was like, hey, yo, the reason why this is happening now is because you couldn't handle business.
You couldn't kill him.
Kurotsuchi, Mayuri.
Mayuri Kurotsuchi.
He was like, yo, the reason why this is happening again is because you failed to protect this man. Not protect, you failed to kill him. To beat him.
Right.
Yamamoto showed mercy.
Yeah, you showed mercy on this man's now look. You know what I mean? And this last episode, the fact that old boy is pissed, right? And everyone can feel his spiritual pressure.
Yeah, that was hard. Yo,
unintended.
People was dead. People was knocked out cold dead. This man said it's time to turn up. People got up and was like, all right, it's
and you can see people.
It's like, like, oh, I know that smell.
What is this? He's angry. Man. They can feel his spiritual pressure from all sorts of
all over this area.
And they can tell he's pissed too. It's not just like, I can feel his presence. He's moving. They can feel his rage.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
And he's talking about like, I'm gonna go and take all of them out my damn self. It's like, okay.
Yo, when I saw that, my eyes were like, no, like because
eye drops in. I'm not blinking.
Yeah, how often have we ever seen Yamamoto actually take action in the front lines? Like, never.
So
we only get him wiping his sword once or twice. But
listen. Hold on. Come on. We got to think back to when Aizen and the whole. You know what I mean? What was that? You know what I'm saying? We did see that battle because if you notice, right? So when Yamamoto meets up with the Quincy, right, the one that took his sub captains. Or his right hands. Right. Yeah, when he killed him, right? And he takes his Bankai and he tries to use it, right? And he's like, electrifying Yamamoto, and Yamamoto's just walking through it. Just walking through it like, I can feel your rage, I feel your anger. You know what I'm saying? This is a nice send-off for you and things like that. Yeah. And then he talks shit on some like, ain't no way in hell you think that this is strong enough or this is worth.
This is mad weak.
This is mad weak. All this time perfecting your craft and it's this week. And the way he off-mans, but if you look, right, when he's getting electrocuted the whole time. So he burns off the white coat. And if you remember his battle with Aizen, he loses his left arm with Aizen. So we have seen him on the front lines, kind of get, busy, but it was to an extent where, all right, Ichigo has to come through now. And it's just like, all right, they don't get to finish their battle. But Aizen and head captain kind of went at it a little bit. You know what I mean? And then some characters came into play and, had to distract or take over in a sense. Because remember, that flame... Aizen had a backup for that flame. You know what I mean? Right. He had a plan for that flame. That Arankar or that hollow that he created was specifically for that head captain's flame to extinguish that flame. So remember, you know what I'm saying? Aizen kind of dealt with that already. So I'm a little interested to see how this is going to play out with the Quincy's. Because I'm like, if you kind of got dealt with Aizen, you know what I'm saying? And you went all out. Let's see how this plays out with the Quincy.
I think it's gonna be.
I don't know how it's gonna play out.
I think it's gonna be more along the lines of the Reshi. I think that if he turns up to the point where he does his transformation, if the Quincy King does his transformation to fight Yamamoto, and he deals with him but via Reshi and incapacitates him, not kill him. Just render him useless for a bit, and then
somebody gonna have to kill this man at this point now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you messed up thousands of years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And here we are back again. Like
you can't put that short back
now.
in the sheath without blood, man.
Nah, you can't.
I wonder what wrench they gonna throw.
They out
because
here
you know it's
taking
coming
everything and anything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know that shit.
It's
Right.
definitely coming. You know what's expected.
There's an interesting part in the episode too that I really liked or really enjoyed when Hueco Mundo, when that Quincy with the short hair and glasses, right, the one that's transformed, that we see in his transformation,
Yes.
the one that Uruhara is with right now.
Yes.
Who cuts him? It's boggling my mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ishida.
Who cuts him?
That's got to be Ishida. That's got to be Ishida.
Yo, think about it. Think about it, right? Quincy's don't really use they don't use swords,
No.
right?
No, they don't.
So the sword,
That would've
and
been
why would
arrow.
so think about it, right? After the Quincy gets cut, right?
Mhm.
The sword then comes by Uruhara's face as to say, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I win in a way. And you look at the sword, right? But if you think about it, who is the only other person that would have either beef or drums with Uruhara? Not Ishida. Ishida has no problem with Uruhara.
Well,
Who's one other person?
maybe I didn't see the sword.
Oh, excuse me.
I didn't see the
Oh, you
sword
didn't see
thing.
that part.
I just saw the red energy thing, and then
Split in half.
yeah.
Is it a sword or not? That'll be the question.
It's a sword.
Is
It's a sword. But you see Uruhara's face, right? He's like either knelt down, still doing research, but you see the sword come by Uruhara's like face as to say, like, I win in a way, or like, don't move. You know what I mean? You see the sword. Now you see the style of the sword. It's not anything that's like had a released bunkai or anything like that. It definitely is a sword, but you just don't know who it is. But for me, I feel like it's a little threatening to Uruhara, and it's not a friendly cut down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's
so just another interesting party that's taking advantage of the chaos.
It's an interesting party because it's like, are you a friend or foe? You destroy this Quincy, but you also have the sword by Uruhara's face. So it's like, what's your intention here? Who are you? And what's your intention? But I love how they just cut that out entirely, and you just have no idea. You know what I mean?
Cliffhanger, man. That's
and my question is that Quincy now truly dead, even though he's split in half? Because you already know they done tried a bunch of different times, and that Quincy just does not die.
No,
he's
like, no, this is unacceptable. He's like, it's unacceptable. I can't lose like this.
And what's interesting to me, and that I love about this, one, they're not letting up or they're not slowing down for any episode. Every episode.
No, not at all.
It's been
there is no
since
time being
1.
wasted. So for me, another interesting part was, excuse me, not to cut you off, was the letters that they're assigned.
Like the O's.
I want to know the O's and the J's. You know what I'm saying? For overkill, J that the guy had for jail. You know what I mean? Like that might be his final trump card, or you know, I don't want to say that bunkai, but I don't know. For me, it's like when Aizen assigned the Espada their numbers. You know what I mean?
There was a meaning behind it.
There's another
level of power.
You know what I'm saying?
Numbers
exactly. You see what I'm saying? So these letters are interesting to me in that aspect. Like, okay, I wonder what the other letters mean. I mean, y'all, we already know, we've deducted, like, y'all have different levels of transformation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just sub-level 1 that y'all are pulling up to Soul Society. We're seeing in the Hueco Mundo the different levels in which you can elevate to, but we ain't even seen that from none of these Quincy's in Soul Society.
Not in its full, right. You know, I think
what I mean?
And I think it's excuse me, I think it's interesting, and you can look at it in two ways, because on one end of the spectrum, it's like, and I think I mentioned this on one of my previous episodes, what the writers are doing, what Tite Kubo is doing, and his contributors and writers, they're relying on tropes that made the series successful. So when you think about it, you know, just like the parallel you brought up about the Espada in the relation to Aizen, in the relation to power scaling, right? Yeah. And now we're seeing a lot of the same parallels with the Quincy's and the Quincy King and so on and so forth. But I also that's
one of the draw. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No. Okay. The other thing that I think is really interesting is the relationships and they haven't really dived deep into the relationships between fellow Quincy's and, you know, so on and so forth. But I'm, again, going back on what I was saying before, they're relying on familiar tropes. I mean, you remember, most of the Espada didn't really fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And no matter if it was rank 10 or rank 1, they really didn't fuck with each other. And
they were actually plotting on each other to become more powerful if they could. They had mentioned. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same thing with these Quincy people. Like, and I think that's interesting. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, that could be something of a. I just gotta. Yeah. So we're gonna have to reconnect in a few.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
We'll go until it goes. No worries. But yeah, I think on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, are they relying too much on the familiarity? Now I get it, because there's been that 10-year gap, and they want to
introduce new audiences, right. And then also give us, because I think what's going to happen is they're going to do those familiar tropes that were successful through the power rankings and everything like that. But then for us who've seen the previous show seasons, is they're going to give that new information about Quincy's to keep us drawn in.
Right.
So I think they're going to give us a little bit of both, and that's kind of the thing that stinks with long running shows. They're going to use the formula that works instead of trying something new and be risk takers. Yes. So I get it. And then it also bleeds over to the fact that you mentioned multiple times in previous shows what Naruto is doing. As far as under that bridge of being the shonen, doing the androids, but it's actually the I can't say it right. The Otsutsuki.
Otsutsuki, you got it, yeah.
The Otsutsuki, yeah. So more along that side, like a data chip to be a clone.
They're just organic flash drives. That's all they are.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
We gonna leave it at that. But basically, I want to bring it home with that.
We got to talk about more. I mean, I've made it very clear. I made it very clear to my audience. And I have numbers to back up my dissatisfaction with Boruto. Okay,
all right.
So,
but I'm ready for it.
But just to continue on with Bleach, for me, I'm wholly satisfied, because literally from the moment that they came back, it's been all smoke. There's been no like filler-esque. It's been all smoke.
You know why I think they're doing that? You know why I think they're doing that? Because a lot of these other small time studios have been coming out the gate with straight heat, straight action. No, let's build up the characters, this, that, and the other. No, we're building the characters and giving backstory while in the middle of a fight. With Bleach, they kind of are relying on the fact that we know the history, we know the characters, we don't need to be introduced to them anymore. We're just gonna get right to the shits.
And it's beautiful.
Then we're gonna do all the things too to introduce more audience, a bigger audience for those new characters and all that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. And just like I said, I mentioned this in one of my previous episodes, but like, I mean, let's talk about like maybe a little bit of a power scaling thing in Bleach for a second. In the first episode, Ichigo ain't need to do that Bankai for those little hollows that was there when he was being reintroduced. Like if we're taking away the fact that this is the reintroduction of Bleach, this is the grand re-entry after 10 years, we know he didn't need Bankai for them little hollows. But the fact that they made him do it was to let everybody know, like, he's back. I'm that guy. And and there's another thing that kind of I can't be. Go ahead.
I like it because it also gives some closure from the stinky last season.
Because the way to get to that,
the Fullbringer arc, and then when the way they allowed him to get his powers back by doing basically the same thing with episode 1 what Rukia did, which is basically it was a roundabout way of doing it, because Ichigo stabbed himself in the chest with it and then became a Soul Reaper. They poured this spiritual pressure and swords and then funneled it into Ichigo so he can get his powers. So that also, I'm happy that they they had him show Bankai early to just get rid of that, basically delete all that nonsense.
Yeah. And you know, that was one thing I will say that kind of annoyed me, because there's a particular pattern with Tite Kubo, and we're seeing it again even in this current arc with the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. What is it? And I mentioned it again in my other episode. What is it about taking away the powers of Soul Reapers that's so appealing to him and his team? Is there no other way to write a story in Bleach where the dudes are just fucking powerful as shit and they gotta find a different way to beat them without worrying about their bankais being stolen or their powers being... Is there no other way that they can incorporate some sort of, like, so that's one. I'm so thankful that Bleach is back. One of the big three is back, but they got to come on. Come on. Find a different way.
Right. I wanted to see some advancement with the bankais, and especially after the arc where they, all of the bankais or like the Zanpakutos split and they had to reacclimate. I wanted to see a little more, advancement.
Side note, Side note, on that arc, that came out of nowhere. I'm mad at how it came out of nowhere because it was in the middle of the...
I told somebody, I'm like, yo, it was literally like when the Pokemon lost their trainers and we had to just watch the Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? There's no Ash, there's no Misty, there's no Brock, there's nobody. It's just the Pokemon that are lost. You listen to Pikachu, listen to Squirtle and everybody trying to talk, and it's just Pokemon. That's all it is. You know what I mean? That's what it reminded me of. You know what I mean? It was just Zanpakutos just talking and their personalities. But for me, I wanted to see some more advancement, like level up in power or something different. You know what I mean? To your point, Lex, like, come on. Like the usual, losing the Zanpakuto's power or losing, like, come on, man, we should be beyond that. Like, I need to see something different. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like, seeing Renji and his same old come on, bro. Like,
that drives me nuts.
Come on, bro. I need to see something more. Like, you need to wow me. Like, you can't be the same.
Either they adopted
all those. You know what I'm saying? You're still using the snake. I'm like, come on, dog.
There's got to be something. Like, come even on, with what's his name?
I would like to see them. I would like to see them. No, my fault. I like to see them level up the supporting characters like Inoue, and then find a way to get them involved. I would like to see that, a teamwork type of thing. I always like to see that. It probably wouldn't be popular, but I would like to see that. I would like to see
but to dive into her lineage and like her abilities and all that, you know what I mean? It's like, anyway, it's like, all right, sure. But like I knew what you was about to say though with Hitsugaya and his ice too. That was one of my originals, bro. And I'm like, bro, for you to still be doing that same old and thinking it's gonna work, for me, that eyes in our art for me opened up, like, it should have opened a lot of eyes in the sense that, our Zanpakutos ain't shit.
We gotta train. We have to get stronger.
We gotta train.
That's fact.
Come on, man. These guys went through this with eyes.
Fam, these guys are thousands of years. These guys are thousands of years old, and you know what happened is, for speaking strictly within the confines and bounds of the Bleach universe, as if there were no Tite Kubo or writers, they got complacent. You know what I'm saying? Soul Society, mad peaceful.
Soul Society eradicated all of the Quincy's. They eradicated all the Quincy's. So now it's just maintaining order with the souls, the hollows and everything.
They got soft.
Now, they got soft. They got soft. I would agree with that.
So, like, come on, yo. Like, this, it didn't work with Aizen. It didn't work. Y'all struggled with the Espada. So, y'all, come on. Y'all thinking, sure. The way the Quincy's pulled up into y'all crib and
easy work.
Y'all
easy work.
And y'all thinking these measly old bankais is going, what? Matter of fact, the way they're looking at it like, go ahead, I dare you. Go ahead.
Bro.
One other thing.
Come on, say it.
Why aren't they using their the incantations?
I don't.
Yeah, why aren't they using that? Like, if they lose their, like, don't they know other ways to fight? You know what I'm saying?
I said the same thing with Byakuya. I'm like,
because he's the best at the Hado stuff. So it's like,
My dog, I'm sitting there watching him get waxed, and I'm like, come on, do some number.
Yeah, the number. Yeah, do the number thing and all that. Yeah, bro.
I don't number. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, fam. Come on with it.
Because that's their version of sending what's it called? The settle. Settles.
Yeah.
That's their version of using settles.
Yo, real quick. We have a few seconds left, so I'm gonna cut this out. Sorry, y'all. Limitations. Trying not to pay. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back in a second. All right. We're gonna get back in a second. All right. All right. We are back. This is part 2. Let's get right to it. But what are we gonna talk about? We were just wrapping up Bleach. And during the break, we were talking a little bit about Chainsaw Man, but I have not watched it yet. But I heard a lot of good things about Chainsaw Man. I'm definitely going to dive into that.
One just final thing with Bleach is
sure.
In regards to Ishida's lineage, I do remember when Ichigo was first battling while in Hueco Mundo, that captain or that general. Mm-hmm. With the bob, with the shortcut, I remember he shot him with some Quincy power, and Ichigo caught it in his hand, and he said something along the lines on some, "This is not as strong.
This is weak." Yeah.
This shit's weak. It's kind of like Ishida's in a way, and the way that Quincy reacted to it, like, wait, what?
Yeah,
because before he was like, yo,
whoa,
before he was like, the way he's learning everything, that's the old way of being a Quincy. Like, we are in the current way, the teaching that. So continue.
But the way he was like, that's interesting, because his should be a lot stronger than what mine is. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of he knows about Ishida a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Not too much, but he's like, that's interesting that you say that, because I'm on a certain level, but if you feel like my power that I just shot at you is weak or on the same level as him, then that means, for me, it's telling the Quincy that Ishida hasn't awakened or awakened his.
There's a bigger potential.
He's still, exactly.
There's a bigger potential.
Because he was shocked. He was like, really? That's good. That's interesting, because his joint should be way stronger than mine. If you feel like mine is weak, his should be, and you've already felt his in a sense, or you got to, like, you know, feel for his power. His should be way, way stronger than mine.
It could be a mix of two
Seeing
things.
as though
it could be a mix of two things where they be Ichigo is really strong, just OP based off fighting Quincy's, and then also too. Ishida's base power could be really powerful as well. Even if he hasn't awakened, it could be a situation just like Kenpachi's. So if he gets involved in fighting his own people, it could be a different story, possibly, especially if they're trained together.
Here's another part of that. So the pops telling him, leaving breadcrumbs in a way. You know what I mean? It's like, and parallel, not even parallel, it reminded me of when Eren had to go into the basement and find out what the pops was finding. Yeah. So the pops is low-key leading him like, you're not going to find answers in this library. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't go into the library. You're not gonna
follow me
there. Yeah. But I'm gonna show you where you're gonna find answers. And of course, it's in the pop's desk, in a drawer, just like Eren. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you in here? Why are you in here? I tell you to be
wait a minute. Let me find out. He about to. So this whole thing is good. This whole arc, I'm loving what they're doing with Quincy's. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like they definitely had some strength, but they didn't get a chance to shine in any way, because all we knew was Ishida and then maybe Ishida's pops, but we didn't really get a chance to truly understand their power. This is great. I love how they're displaying it. I love how they just don't give a damn. The way they pulled up on the head captain first episode was OD.
Fam.
They pulled up
they were like, yo, what's up?
You got 5 days. And we pulled up in 2.
They
got 5 days.
They were like, yo, dang. They were like, no security. Yamamoto's like, please, this is my family.
I'm on the security for.
And then they were like, okay, bet. That's cool and all, but you got 5 days to get your shit in order, or you know what I'm saying, because we coming here to fuck shit up. Oh, and by the way, if you don't cooperate, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen to everybody.
You know what's crazy? I got 2 points. Facts. I got 2 points. Number one, to lend credence to your point, G. All we've known about the style of fighter from Quincy's is through Ishida. Ishida's style of fighting is very clean, right? Mm-hmm. But these dudes are brutal.
They are
brutal. You know what I'm saying?
You throw a Reshi smoke screen and then you throw a Reshi smoke screen, right? And then they over here, the Soul Reapers are like, what's going on? All of a sudden you just shoot some shit and just kills them instantly. Like, yeah, you dead, bro.
Taking off little bisecting dudes, like, yo,
no mercy. No mercy. There's mercy.
No,
and for me, and for me, it's the Quincy King too. They pull up to old boy Chambers sitting. They're arguing. One's cut in half. He's like, "I'm gonna tell you not to argue in my presence."
Nah,
you don't like arguing. You don't like conflict.
It's the I cut your arm off. It's like, are you gonna continue talking to me on the ground, bro? Like setting him up to get killed. Setting him up to get killed. Your arm could cut off. I don't care. You don't talk to me on the ground like that.
Yo. And then he was like, "Oh, you can see into the future. You gave him that. How many? Why you give him that many days? You can see into the future."
Yeah.
I wanted you to go scope it and see. I just wanted you to go scope this place and let them and just see what the place was like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't tell you to tell them 5 days or how many days. We pull it now.
Fam, that is really particular to get bothered by that, fam. That's crazy. You told the man 5 days. Why'd you tell him 5 days?
He was like, "Oh, you can see in the future now?" He was like, "Bet. Your purpose has been served. Thank you. Gone.
Bye."
Gone.
Gone. But
sitting in the chair like, "Oh, we're pulling up now. Let's go."
You know what?
Let's go.
There's another thing that actually, last thing for me on Bleach. There's another thing that brought me comfort.
Wait. Okay.
And obviously, first of all, they kept the same voice actors.
That's his lovely greatness. It's greatness.
And, for me, Ishida voice is Sasuke's, right? So, there's that comfort. And then I heard Itachi's voice, and I don't remember which character he is in Bleach. But, I swear, or maybe it's a different anime. No, I'm sorry. Itachi's voice has been used in My Hero Academia.
I was going to say.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Great bridge. No, we talking about next.
Dang, I'm trying to think of the character. You're right. Itachi's voice is used. I can't think of who. Damn.
And the dude, what is dude's name from Jujutsu Kaisen who has the glasses and he has the sword? He's very, very particular. What's his name again? The dude in the suit.
He's the number 2. He's damn. Man, got the internet.
He's basically Gojo's second. I can't remember his name, but his voice is so amazing. His voiceover is so. He was Overhaul in My Hero Academia, right? He was Overhaul.
Okay.
He was Overhaul in My Hero Academia, and then he was also somebody in. Was he somebody in Bleach? But his voice is so distinct. He's a mad anime dog.
One voice that's very distinct for me is he mains as Zoro. So he's been in mad different. He's been in mad different animes. Also, too, he's in a game too. Ghost of Tsushima. He's the main character. If he's switched the language to Japanese, he's the voice actor for it too.
Really, I did not know that. Okay, so I'm jumping all over the place, man, right?
Yeah, we all.
But let me get to the shits, man, because this is part of my I don't want to say shtick, but this is part of my shit. First of all,
bring the smoke.
Sasuke Retsuden, okay? Then we have Boruto. First of all, what do you guys, just a quick what do you guys feel about Boruto? Like, just quickly, let me know. I'm just curious because I want to know if I'm the only person that feels this way or not. If I am, then I'm weird. If not, then
it could have been better. I felt like what we witnessed in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, the time it took for you to, get to know these characters, but then also to the villains and their power levels. And for me, it's just boiled to the way that these villains are just so overly powered, but to be
super OP,
killed or sealed away so easily by a mere Rasengan or something else. When if we're watching Shippuden, you knew the levels it took. It took a special.
You had to be different.
It took a special you got to be completely
you had to summon somebody at the level buildings,
you got to summon
level town, all that.
You got to summon. You had to have somebody close to you die. You had to summon something, and then you had.
I think it goes. I know why you don't like it. I can elaborate more why you don't like it because it goes more. It's very modern, and it takes away the threat of danger. So it's a very modern. So you got people in this very modern, peaceful time, and you're trying to have people be military brats, and there's a lot of regular civilians, and there's a lot Boris was playing video games and all this other stuff. This very unserious type of environment, and I get it. I feel you, G. There's mad things that's not as serious to make it a real life or death type of fight, and the fights feel real small scale.
And you just you have this villain that is able to, he actually defeats Sasuke twice or takes his chakra twice, right? Then you can clearly go back in time. He goes back in time to destroy Naruto before he even has a Nine Tails. Mind you, I'm just thinking of all this wow, this villain defeated Sasuke twice easily, took his chakra. Now he has the plan to go back in time, kill Naruto before he's overly powered like he is now. He's able to do that, and you mean to tell me he loses to a Rasengan?
An invisible Rasengan,
bro.
At that.
Nah, bro. No. No, bro.
Yeah, just a big no. The thing is, I don't know, and I be railing against these writers, dog. And you can tell Kishimoto don't have his hand, and he not as much as he obviously did with Naruto and then Shippuden. But these dudes, the fact that we dealing with cyber, again, if anybody knows me, first of all, shameless plug, I wrote 2 books. I'm an author of a cyberpunk fantasy trilogy called Neon District. So nobody can ever say that I'm anti-tech, anti-posthumanism, transhumanism, all that crazy stuff, cyberpunk. That is my alley. I love this shit.
Sure.
And even if you infuse ninjas into that realm, if it's done right, it's fucking amazing, right? But if we're gonna, we were subjected to 20 years of Naruto being one thing in one particular universe, and 20 years of this, we were predisposed to this, and then 4 or 5 years after this series ends, boom! Now we got cyborgs, and now we got alien assholes who are way too overpowered. It's and then it doesn't add up for me. And then there's obviously a disconnect for me when it comes to Boruto. Now, yeah, he was a brat in the beginning, and I really didn't like that motherfucker. But now it's he's not so much a brat anymore, but there's still, it's not, I'm not satisfied seeing that kid.
It's taken a while.
He didn't earn it.
It's taken a while. So yeah, a lot of his fights he wins by just pure instinctual luck. It's almost like he's fighting with ultra instinct. Because he literally fights on the fly.
Yeah,
he fights on the fly.
And
how do you think of using the Rasengan to push yourself off to then launch your clone to your enemy with another Rasengan? You just don't think of stuff like that. It's not training. That's fighting. He doesn't train like that. He doesn't spar like that. He pretty much fights on the fly.
He fights that's how Sasuke should. That's how if they didn't limit his, even though prior to him losing his Rinnegan, the man had an endless arsenal. And when Sasuke, especially when Sasuke was rogue, that's how he fought. Like when he fought the Idara, where the ground was raped with mines, and he threw his sword, and he landed on his sword, sent his Chidori current through the sword to defuse the bomb. That's how Sasuke fights, right?
Yeah.
But there's only a few, and then see the thing is, I get what they're trying to do with like having Boruto sort of fight like that, because he looks at Sasuke as like his hero, but then he's Naruto's kid. Naruto is a tacit genius when it comes to fighting, just from like an improvisation standpoint. He's a genius combatant, right? So like, I get it, but like at the same time, for me, my issue is you cannot copy. I'm gonna sound like smacking URL, but you can't copy respect. You can't copy legacy. You cannot copy legacy. And what they're doing with Boruto is they're trying to copy legacy, and they're saying, here, take this. And it's like, nah. And I'm gonna give you some numbers to support why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like I said in my last episode, the people have spoken. They want to see the OGs back in form, doing what they do, because those are the people that we grew up on and loved. And they worked so hard and so long to get to this level of power. And I'm speaking specifically about Naruto and Sasuke. So when they were nerfed, that pissed me off. That was
really trash.
That was
really trash. Really trash.
Super trash. And I mean, I'm going to put together an episode, and we might have to just get together and do another episode talking about like Code and how Naruto is Code's natural enemy even without Kurama. I have a whole theory about that, but go ahead, G. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, when you say nerf, is this after Naruto's transformation? Did they nerf him after that?
I'm talking about
how he has one final.
After Baryon mode, because Baryon mode basically.
Oh, they nerfed him after that.
Yeah, because the way how they have it set. So he doesn't even have the KCM mode, the QB chakra mode anymore. But even without that, with someone like Code, right? Naruto having like perfected his Sage mode, he's a natural enemy to Code. But we can get into that a whole different. But my point is this, right? There are numbers to back up my claims. Now, I pointed this out on my last episode. Some of the highest rated Boruto episodes featured the OGs. They had significant screen time or some level of screen time, right? The highest rated Naruto episodes in franchise history were when Naruto fought Sasuke in Shippuden at the end, right? I think it was episode 477. Correct me in the comment section, guys.
477, because it was just over 100 episodes for the board after that.
Yeah. And then episode 219 was when Naruto and Sasuke fought Ishiki, right? But again, the common thread there is the OGs getting screen time, right? Now I have some more numbers to support that. MangaPlus.com, right? Currently, right now, let me look at my numbers here that I put down that I recorded from the website. Currently, as it stands now, with the reintroduction of Sasuke Wretched and the Heavenly Stardust thing, granted, this is pre-nerfing for both the big dogs, right? But still, the fact that they're reintroducing the light novels as manga, and we get these things. So Sasuke Wretched, right, sits at the third highest viewed manga as of today, with 736,072 viewers. Okay, and that's right under One Piece, which is in second place with 820,000 viewers, and Chainsaw Man, which is currently at number 1 with 970,000 viewers. Right? Where do you think? Well, Boruto has actually dropped a few slots in the past couple of weeks, down to number 7 with 370,000 viewers. So what the hell does that tell you? That tells you that the angst that a lot of us feel about the Boruto series is warranted. It's like, we don't want to see these guys. Bring back the OGs. I want to see Shikamaru slide on someone again in his own way. The way how he slid on Hidan. The way that get back is legendary. That get back is legendary. That's almost as crazy as Naruto's get back with Pain for Jiraiya. The way how he slid on that, the way how he slid on Buddy. Come on.
He came back with the arsenal.
Where is that in Boruto? Where is that? Where are those? Where are those connective tissues in regards to those emotional moments? Like, there have been. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. There have been many a time where I've been watching the anime, reading the manga for Naruto and Shippuden, where I be getting the frog in my throat because of how the story was written and how, like when Jiraiya passed, when Azuma passed, like when Neji passed, when not even just people passing, but just like the struggle and like how the man got it from the mud, how the Konoha 11 pretty much got it from the mud, and how they, shout out to y'all, shameless plug, the mud, abstract, bad plug.
We rocking with it.
It wasn't smooth, but you know what I'm saying. How they got it from the mud, and like there's the way how they wrote their stories and how it allowed us to connect with them was like, I just don't get that same feeling with Boruto. There's a lot wrong with Boruto. And then you see it in the numbers, dog. At number 7 in Manga Plus, like people are like, oh, Sasuke's back? Sasuke solo? Oh, yeah, we on that. Like Boruto was a placeholder. It's a cut coaster. That's all it is.
I would agree with that. Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely a placeholder.
Yeah, because it's people just wanted. They were only looking at Boruto to see the OGs, and then maybe something cool happens with Boruto, like, oh shit, Sarada did some cool shit, or and not even look, Mitsuki and Sarada in the manga have been like null and void. They don't exist, basically. They barely exist. Wow. In the anime, they get more love, but like, there's a lot wrong with Boruto.
That might explain my feelings, because I'm an anime weeb when it comes to Boruto. I'm not reading the manga, so I'm getting that, because right now, what's his name? Naruto's rival. I'm sorry, Boruto's current rival. He lives with him. I forget. I can't believe I got his name. Kawaki. He's currently in Ninja Academy right now. He's in first grade, and I'm like, they're doing tea parties. They're doing this, and I know it's the fillers. I know it's the filler stuff.
Fillers,
and that's why I have those feelings. But if you're telling me that when it gets serious, that it doesn't really it's not going to get that much love with the manga, with the characters I actually do care
just
about.
Boruto and Kawaki. Just Boruto, Kawaki, Naruto, and Sasuke, but more so Boruto and Kawaki, because Boruto ends up becoming whom I like to call the good Ishiki 2.0. So, there was the regular Ishiki was the evil bastard. Kawaki inherited his powers. He has his karma mark. And then the whole concept of karma, get the fuck out. And then scientific ninja tools. And
yep. They got cell phones in their ears now for communication.
Come on, man.
It's not it. They got Denkis and UAVs and all that. Like, bro,
come on.
Is this modern warfare?
Dog. There's a time and place for everything. Not in the Naruto verse, yo. Like, we love the Naruto verse because of how it was made for these past 20 years. But now again, the illustrators for Boruto, and let's just talk about the artwork. Like, I know you haven't read the manga much, Biggs, but the art styling for Boruto is ass cheeks.
If you talk about it just as lazy as how it was at the tail end of Bleach, how it happened. If you talk about that's how it happened, then I can easily share the same sentiments. If that's the case, then yuck. Hell no.
I'm not even gonna put the onus on Kishimoto, because Kishimoto is the architect. He's his art, his semi-realistic anime style is the formula for Naruto. But Ikimoto, I can't remember his first name, but he took over as Boruto's lead artist, and that shit is just. I be looking at if you look at Sarada drawn by Ikimoto versus like Sarada in the anime, it's like, what is this? Who is she? What is this art? What is this
different character?
And this is another reason why Sasuke Retsunen is so dope, because the artist, it's not Kishimoto, but it's an artist who is literally trying to draw the characters in Kishimoto's style. Again, bringing back the feeling, restoring the feeling, like bringing back that familiarity. And for me, that resonated because it's like, okay, now we're going back to basics. This is what we got used to. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. And again, the artwork, the story, the characters that it's focusing on, that's why the numbers are as high as they are with Sasuke Retsunen. And that's why Boruto is dropping low, because it's like, nobody really cares about these people, yo. Like, so I don't know. I can go on and on and on for days about how much that's
just on my watch list. Just not being updated. Yeah, just
I hate watching it, yo.
I try to power through it because G will always say like, "No, I'm not watching this." No, I've tried to tell him, "Yo, get into it. It's picking up." No, it's trash. No, and then if I slows down, it's trash, and I'm like,
this ass.
I try, and it's like it's not like I didn't try. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I never said,
for me, I'm just saying, like, I tried to give it, but bro, not from what I was watching. You know what I'm saying, with Shippuden and all these years, and you giving me this, like, I got other things to watch.
Bueno.
I have other things like my hero that I could be watching. You know what I'm saying? Like my villain, like I got other things like that I can be watching where you see character development and things like, nah, I got other things to watch. I ain't got time for this. If you don't disrespect, you know what I'm saying? Nah, this ain't Naruto for me, bro. Nah. Y'all nerfed them and everything. I'm good. Y'all almost had me. First episode with the train. Remember the toll train? Yo, I'm like, this about to be different. Okay. All right. We're gonna dive into what's mom's Hinata's. What's their clan in their eye? They're gonna dive into that a little bit.
The Hyuga clan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ooh.
Yo,
speaking
on the Hyuga clan really quick, man. I feel like that was a big letdown. Right? And I know they had movies like The Last where, like, where the Byakugan can develop into what's the name of that? This not the Senrin God. There's a higher form of it.
Of Byakugan?
The Byakugan. But I feel like they really dropped the ball because maybe it's just because the Sharingan is so overpowered and the Rinnegan is god tier. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're talking about the three great dojutsu, like, Byakugan kind of got the shaft, man. Because, like, I can see you.
Absolutely.
Walls, like, I can see behind me.
Absolutely, bro.
I can see your chakra.
I can see your flow.
They dropped the ball, though. Like,
they should have developed that more.
They should have developed, like, it was there, like, granted, like I said, for there is another level, but, like, I remember there being, like, particular requirements that need to be attained in order to get the higher level of the Byakugan. I cannot remember what it is.
They clone the Genjutsu.
Yeah,
not the specific requirements.
Yeah, it's something crazy, bro. And I can't remember. That's gonna bother me now. I gotta look it up on Narutopedia, but I'm gonna do it another time. Make sure y'all correct me in the comment section and put it in and let me know what it is, because it was one of the guys who lives on the moon, and he had to kidnap Hanabi and take her eyes, and then he combined her eyes with his, and then it became this super duper Byakugan. And we just got the thing for 10 minutes, but anyway, we can stay on Naruto for God knows how long, right? But I did want to, before I get into some dope shit, I wanted to stay on some trash shit, right? So I covered this in season 1 or 2, right? But it turns out that a lot of people and a lot of different thought bubbles are saying Tokyo Revengers is turning out to be super ass.
No way.
I don't know if you're with it, but
no. You haven't.
What do you think about it?
Our boy Alex was saying he didn't like the way it ended, but he's just gonna wait until it continues. He did mention that.
Yeah. Wait. Was you talking about the one after reading it, or like what watched?
He's read? No, not what we watched. What he's read so far, which is going to be the
even though
adaptation, because
LEXX
also
too, but
because Lex also read it too, and that's why he made that point. Because our other friend made the same point too. He actually did that today. He was like, "I'm gonna wait to see what they do."
Yeah.
So I'm not too confident. I don't like the way that sounded right now.
I mean, Tokyo, yo,
I know that's your stuff too, Jim. I know.
Yo, that joint, for me, they know. Drew, I was on Takemichi's ass. I'm like, this mother is a
just getting his ass beat every episode.
This man,
every time.
I'm like, throw a punch, do something. But in my head, yo, you know what I had to realize and take a step back? Bro, they are delinquents. The way they moving, you think they had these clans and they grown 20 plus, you know what I'm saying? But they not grown. They're like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
But the way the anime makes it look, it looks like they're like at least 20 plus.
Let's also
20 years old.
Let's also add to the fact that they got 40-year-old men voices. They have 40-year-old men.
That's true too. That's true.
So he getting his ass hit, and I'm like, bro, throw a punch, do something, bro. Stop with all these motivational speeches after you getting that. Yo, for me, when he put the old boy in the chokehold, I was like, yeah,
finally, do something, yeah. Because he's been a punching bag the whole time.
He getting stabbed in the hand. He getting all sorts of things. Frustrated. And here you have Mikey on the other side just kicking the hell out of
people in the temple.
He's kicking people unconscious. And
I want to know what kind of Timbs he had on. What kind of boots? What kind of boots? Because those...
What type of combat boots you got on that you just KOing people on sight just with a mere kick, hands in the pocket. You know what I mean?
That shit is crazy.
Everyone just fears Mikey. You know what I mean? Like there's just like, and he got one move. It's just the kid.
and you know what's coming, but you can't stop it. Yeah.
You can't stop. Nothing you can do.
You know what bothers me about the fight scenes, speaking just anime side with Revengers real quick. It's a lot of like, for me, it's like a lot of like still frames. So instead of like there being like a cool sequence where like you see every
you're not gonna
movement,
get
like
that.
You're not gonna get like every little movement, the block, like you're not gonna get all that.
There's some studios that get in their bag with that.
Yeah.
And I love it. Every time I love it. There was some few scenes, especially in Naruto, they've done that before. And I enjoyed those. They didn't look as visually appealing, but they did it before. It's whenever they do it, it doesn't look visually appealing for some reason.
Yeah, like Revengers, like all their fights are just like freeze frame.
Freeze frame, shaking the camera.
It's not enough for me, though. Like I'm a super action buff. I need this. Like you need to show me the smoke, like in every detail. There's an anime. I can't remember the name of it, but like fluid fight scenes, completely.
I think I know. Talking about
where they're using like the dude he's wearing a blue cap or something. He's using Tai Chi, and the way how he's like
Hiro no Shita.
That's it.
Sir. I knew you talk about that.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. Hiro no Shita. Yes, sir.
Beautiful fighting.
The choreography's is
amazing.
Fate Stay Unlimited also has those types of fight scenes too, where they do frame by frame fight scenes and everything from projectiles to actual hand-to-hand combat.
Really?
That's also
Okay. That's
all
definitely
those
good
Fate,
to know.
those Fate Stay Unlimited, those Fate Stays, all those.
I knew you were gonna say that. Hiro no Shita, bro. Yes. I watched that joint. I just saw that clip. Yeah, blue cap. He's out he's in the dark. He's in the middle of the field, and you got these people in the mask that come up on him, and he's just the choreography is fire.
Beautiful.
It's just hand-to-hand combat. He going crazy. And then I know, like, it's so detailed where the wind blows and he catches his hat mid-fight. You know what I'm saying? Puts his hat back on. He's going crazy. And you see the hand movement, but then he shows a little bit of his strength also, too, when he hits dude with the back shoulder and sends him flying.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? And it shows him that strength. Like, nah, back up off me. You know what I'm saying? But, bruh, that's like, that clip I saw on IG, because Instagram kind of showed me that clip, and I'm like, what is this?
Show is this?
Yes.
Yeah.
What
show is this?
Yes.
And I think I have like, sent it around, like, what is
in
it
the
called?
comments, just in the comments, looking.
Read into the comments, seen it. Then I was like, all right, where can I find this? You know what I'm saying? So I went to the VRVs, so I found it on VRV. But not realizing there's like 8 episodes. 8 seasons. So I was able to find, I think, first two. So you really don't get to see. I still haven't been able to see that particular scene yet. I know the character, but there is a character before him. It's a girl who has that same fluid motion that you get introduced to in the first couple of seasons, and she uses a kitchen knife. Bruh, when I say this chick is OD, the choreography, yo, what she's doing with just a kitchen knife, fam. Oh, nah.
How much do you think these episodes, how much do you think an episode costs? Like, I'm familiar with how much an average anime episode costs, but for that show, like with the way how they do the fights,
it's magnificent, bro.
It's got to be at least base 150K.
Yeah, 150.
Crazy.
Just a quick clip of her being introduced and just in the fight scene, and her face is just stone cold. She's in a brown jacket. She has like this dress on or a skirt, whatever. And she got this kitchen knife, and she's just going ham to the point. There's one scene, she stands on the knife, and her choreography, she kicks the knife back up. Bro, it is just so fire. Yo, it's beautiful, bro. But I knew as soon as you said the fluidity of the movement and the fight scenes and the detail, I know exactly what you were about to say, bro. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
You know what other show really?
I remember that.
You know what other show really represents when it comes to like excellent fight scenes is and there's a lot, guys. There's a lot of them out there, but one that does it really well that surprised me when I first started watching the series some time back was Mob Psycho. They really
Let's go, my boy.
They do a phenomenal job with the big fight scenes, dog. They do not disappoint. Phenomenal.
So great segue. Have you been watching?
I've been saving because I'm a serial binger, so I like.
Okay.
I'll avoid all the spoilers,
because it is
so that I can binge.
So season 2 is greatness. Season 2 is greatness with the fluidity and everything of the fights. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, especially boy in the black jacket. The way they they don't play.
They don't play.
Eyes closed.
Yo, we have a minute. We have a minute 30 left in this particular session. But next session, I'm gonna ask y'all a couple of questions that I think I might have sent to y'all. But I want to do this segment for us and for the viewers out there, just to put everything into perspective for some of our, our favorite characters or whatever have you. I guess I can ask them now, and then we can answer them in the next joint.
You say you got a minute?
Yeah, we got a minute.
I'm gonna ask him, and then we'll think about the question.
Yeah. So, question number 1: strictly power scaling wise. We kind of already know from a power scaling standpoint that Bleach is probably, from a power scaling overall, is probably more powerful than the Naruto verse, right? But they are comparative, right? But which Bleach character would best fit within the universe of the Naruto series and vice versa? So that's my first question that I want us to think about. Like, which character from Bleach would be really well and would do extraordinarily well within the Naruto verse? But this is about to cut, so we're about to go to the next part. So once we get back, then we can expound. All right.
Got it. All right. Let's do it.
All right, man. All right. So we are back. And if you guys, viewers out there, missed it, I asked the homies a question asking about power scaling. Strictly power scaling wise, Bleach is probably stronger as a series from a power scaling perspective specifically than the Naruto verse. But what Bleach character would best fit within the universe of Naruto and vice versa? And Big, your answer was
Kiraku, if you don't recall, he has dual wielding swords. He's always with his partner. That's the white hair. So I think that he would fare well. He would actually probably be he would fall in the samurai sect, So he would be in the land of rain.
It's the land of iron. Where the
land of iron. He'll definitely be in the land of iron. Yeah. Land of iron. He'll be definitely a general. He'll definitely be a general. See, I gotta brush up on my Naruto lore. He'll definitely be in the land of iron. He will definitely cause some problems.
Hell yeah.
Now, if he keeps, he would have to adjust for what limitations they have, because with the Sierra you can do projectile Ceros and all that stuff. Yeah. And then he doesn't have the Bankai, so he probably has some crazy not Genjutsu. He would have ninjutsu. Some real OP ninjutsu that would make him have to be a problem. And the samurais like to do shipping tactical warfare, so they'll deal with poisons, they'll deal with all these things that are nuances to make it difficult to fight them like straight on. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what he would actually have in order to make him a menace to deal with. Kiraku's my guy. He'll definitely fare well in that Naruto universe.
I like that. What about you, G?
It's only right, being from the Uchiha clan, that Aizen,
of course,
would be a great fit.
I didn't want to go OP characters. Go ahead.
I mean, come on, man.
He would be.
If we talking, you know what I'm saying, Genjutsu, that's all I can think of.
That is a very good point. That's a really good point.
He is a master manipulator based off what he says.
So I would love to see that go against.
And just based off of his Shikai, just that alone. So if we take away Sanpakutos and their powers, but we give the properties of those powers in the Naruto verse, that would basically equate to like a ridiculous OP Genjutsu for him, and that makes a lot of sense.
But here's another reason why I like Aizen so much too. He knows his Hado.
Yes,
Aizen knows his Hado.
So that's
why I feel like exactly. Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like he'd be a perfect fit, because not only is he a weapon wielder, he can use that as well too. But even without his weapons, his Hado techniques are just elite in regards to sealing and all sorts of things, and whether it be attack or defense, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He knows the different numbers, so he can utilize, you know what I'm saying? For me,
he can do Hado without the incantations too, right?
Exactly.
Bingo. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I got Aizen easy, bro. Easy fit.
I like that. I think that's easy a good fit too.
That's a good one.
For me, there's two. I mean, obviously we can go and fall back on the main character, Bleach, Ichigo, but that's easy. So there's two for me though that I was thinking of. Number one, the first one is Ukiura. And how he would be, I could see him being like a god tier villain in the Naruto verse during the fourth Great Ninja War. Like, with all of his crazy transformations just like his character, the way how he is, he would be an amazing antagonist as like a beyond Kage level antagonist in the Naruto verse. Obviously, we would adjust his powers to be to fit better within the Naruto verse, but I'm speaking strictly from a character standpoint. Ukiura would be awesome in the Naruto verse just because of his disposition and how he just he's fucked up, but he's curious about like certain things. So I could see him being in the midst of like 1,000 people, and they're all like fired up to try and fight him. They're scared as hell, and he'd be looking at him and be like, "No, your fear is really interesting." As he's like decapitating somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like.
To see how far the fear can go.
Yeah. Because you see how interesting he was in Orihime, and how he just for whatever reason he found something so interesting about her. Imagine if he finds something really interesting about Hinata or Sakura or somebody, one of the other leading female or leading kunoichi or something, or Tsunade, something
One thing that I think you could probably get really intrigued by is their use of Nishu, which is basically ninjutsu and all of that. He will probably get addicted and curious to how great it could become, and so that will make him want to go hard even more with the fights and everything. I can see where he can do that too. Yeah.
And another person that I really think would be fun to watch in the Naruto verse is Grimmjow.
Ooh.
Just
R.I.P.
because
Grimmjow, man. R.I.P. Grimmjow, man. That was my
R.I.P.
favorite
to the real.
Oh man, he pushed Ichigo to the next level, man. Out there, emotionally,
just off of sheer brutality and the love to fight, right?
Yeah.
Like I could see him being from the village hidden in the rocks or whatever have you. I could see him being from there, or I could see him being an Akatsuki member, and I could see him being pissed off.
I was gonna go there with Okira.
He replaced.
Okira would definitely be a Akatsuki member.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Him and Pain would get along really well. Oh
yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
I would think he would be one of the Akatsuki lone wolves. Like he would just be a wild card.
True.
He'll be doing his own thing because if you bring to the point where he's just so interested
on a Richimaru.
Yeah, which he'd just be one of them guys.
Yeah,
one of them
wild card.
True. But I think Grimjaw would be fun because he is all about the smoke. He don't give a damn. He just wants to fight. That's all he wants to do. He just wants to fight. And like his impulsiveness and his just the way like if we're going back to the Bleach side of things, his introduction in Bleach, I felt it's very rare that I feel bad like seeing a character in anime get brutalized. I go like, oh shit, like okay, this is entertaining. But the way how he fucked Ichigo up when he first met him, I was like, damn, dog.
Yeah, bro.
Grimjaw. When he first fought Ichigo, he rocked his shit. And I was like, yo, throw in a towel, right? And the only reason why he didn't go further is because Ichigo released that really powerful Getsugo Tensho or whatever it's called. And he was like, and it marked him up, and he was like, and then he smiled because he's like,
I've never fought somebody this strong before. I don't want to keep you alive.
But he fucking brutalized Ichigo until then. And I was like, damn, dog. So just off attitude and willingness to fight, I don't know about, I think his main skill set would be taijutsu. I think him and Guy would have fun fighting. I think him and Guy would have. He would not live long. He would not.
Because of how impulsive he is. You got tacticians he comes across. Yeah, he definitely.
Him and Guy would
be a great
him and Guy would be a good fight. Him and Guy would be a really good fight. Him and Kasami would be a good fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are my two guys. I mean, there's a lot of people we could choose, but
those are good choices. I forgot about Grimjaw, man. Rest in peace, man. That's my guy. I like Grimjaw.
Rest in peace to the real man. I really wish that they had somehow found a way to bring him back, because I just like his. There's just something about him.
Part of me wish that was him slicing the Quincy in half.
How crazy would that be if that was him that did that? What? Yo,
part of me wish that was him.
That would be crazy, bro. That would be crazy. So, okay, that leads me to my next question, which I'm sure you guys are already privy to, right? So, staying on the Bleach and Naruto topic, we got to just focus on in celebration of one of the big three coming back, right? Oh man, we didn't even talk about One Piece. Well, that means, sorry, I'm scattered all over the place, guys. We're gonna have to do this again.
That's fine.
So we can focus on One Piece and the Wano arc. You know what I mean? Because that shit went crazy. But staying on my next question, let me pull it up again. Who would win a fight? And I know, Death Battle did something, and I purposely did not watch Death. You guys are familiar with Death Battle, right?
Be biased,
yeah. I purposely didn't watch it, so I don't know the conclusion of that. Y'all in the comment section who might have watched this, I didn't watch it. I'm just letting you know I did not watch Death Battle, but this is just a question that's always been lingering in my mind. Who would win a fight between Aizen and Edo Tensei Madara? And, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Edo Tensei Madara.
Yeah, Madara.
Okay, great sage. Madara. Okay.
Because he got that hand to hand.
That's true.
He got the 6 page. He got the six paths right there, right on the orbs. True. He has that too.
So you don't think any of Aizen's upgrades and Aizen's transformations, like the final form that he had when he fought Bleach? Why do I keep saying Bleach? Ichigo's final form. You don't think that would be enough to overwhelm Madara?
Nah.
Because if we look at the fight at the Fourth Great Ninja War, the level of destructiveness was equivalent to the fight between Aizen and Ichigo.
That's true. That's true.
Because if we take that entire plane of just him crushing all, I want to say he took out 10,000 people in that fight. He took out 10,000 ninjas in that fight, where Aizen was just fighting Ichigo, and he was in an entire landscape of landscape of just the city.
Yeah,
I would say the bloodlust that Madara has and his seasonedness of just taking lives compared to Aizen being 1,000 years old, being powerful but not really taking lives, more so destroying hollows who were formerly people, but at the same time transferring his already he takes information from research and development, becomes more powerful that way, and then he also takes that same information, that same technology to then improve the powers to create the iron cars, because he did his research there. He took that knowledge. So his bloodlust, Madara's bloodlust, I think he definitely gets that.
And to lend credence to your point too, I think that's a good point. To lend even further credence to your point, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Madara would win strictly based off of tactical prowess and strategic prowess with his amazing dojutsu that affords. So Madara probably wouldn't want to get into a fistic like straight up hands with him and exchanging hands, because now think about this.
It'll be a ranged fight.
It's done, because in the midst of him throwing a punch, Madara can feint a type of kick or punch.
Oh, come on.
And in the midst of feinting it, he sends a genjutsu to Madara, to Aizen. But Aizen gets caught in the genjutsu.
But Aizen ain't throwing hands like that. You know what I'm saying? Aizen they ain't throwing hands like that.
Aizen's not throwing hands, but then also too, once Madara starts summoning anything, whether it be reanimation people with Rinnegan in their eye, or the summoning of
the ghetto statue, the ghetto statue.
Yeah, the ghetto statue. If he puts Rinnegan in that, then he can see all the angles that he could potentially be, and also using the Rinnegan to teleport. It's the same thing that that Sasuke does when it comes to teleporting, using the Rinnegan to teleport.
And using Limbo as well, the Limbo clones. And he has Sage Mode too. Remember now, this is Edo Tensei Madara. So he has the golden ticket, the Hashirama cells infused, which allowed him to get the Rinnegan.
Oh, man.
So he's got Sharingan. He's got Mangekyo Sharingan. He's got Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He's got Rinnegan. He has 6 paths chakra. Holy shit.
I would say Aizen has more raw power, but when it comes to
believe it or not,
package, the complete package, because I would say that I would say in terms of harshness, when it comes to like the worlds, I would say Bleach world is much more harsh than Naruto's. So their power levels have to be like that. So, but when it comes to the actual like combat prowess and how much of a tactician he is, and to be able to close the gap with his genjutsu with his eyes, whether it be Rinnegan or the Rinnegan or the I can't even think of the name, Sharingan, yeah.
Not to mention what Madara being having access to the 6 paths. So imagine now. We're talking about Bleach, Soul Society, right? We're dealing with souls. So imagine if Madara is like, oh, okay, so I'm dealing with a soul in a physical form. All right, let me just access one of my 6 paths and take your soul out. You're done.
He can probably be able to convert.
There are a million ways he could beat Aizen. So again, for y'all in the comments who watched the death battle, I have not watched it, but I believe
I gotta watch it.
Now that I'm discussing it with the homies, if they don't have Madara winning, that's gonna piss me off, because
just literally, if we take all the genjutsu and the Zanpakuto abilities and everything like that away, straight hand to hand,
Aizen getting his ass in.
We talk, you know what I'm saying, like even if we take all the Haduns and all the
the Hado would have to get through the Hados would have to get through the Susanos.
Right.
Yeah.
Take all. That's what I mean.
Got a big
Perfect
shield.
Susanos at that. Multiple Susanos at that. Perfect Susanos at that. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't his max? He did like 2 or 3 at one point.
Bro, he did 4.
He did 4.
Yeah, he did 4. He literally. He's trolling the Kage. Is like, oh, you had trouble with this one. How about a few more?
How about 4?
Bro.
I like these odds, man. I like these odds. Yeah, 5 against 1. I like these odds. Here, they were 4 Susanos plus me.
I got something for y'all. I think
it's just like in boxing, bro. Like certain fighters have way too many tools in their tool shed to pull out. So if X, Y, and Z is good at doing this and this and that, then the boxer with extra tools in his tool shed is going to be able to pull out these tools to combat this fighting style, whatever have you. So I think I think Madara has way too many tools in his tool shed.
Way too many.
We definitely seen him accelerate at just combat processing, just being able to adjust. All right, you took this away. Like we've seen countless many times, whether it be backstories or that particular arc that where he just be able to calculate and just make adjustments on the fly. It's like, okay, you did away this. I've been thinking about this move and I set around this entire trap to be able to set this entire summoning. So then now we have to deal with that. And while you deal with that, I know you can overcome that. So I'm thinking about setting this up back here. That's other side of the like, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy when you really think about it. It's crazy. All right, that's what's up. This is some good ass answer. Y'all mind if I ask another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. All right, cool. If you could live in any anime world, what anime world would you reside in? And there's a lot, so I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, obviously. But
I seen a version of this on Facebook. Facebook. It's basically the 20 worst anime worlds to live in, and I think the number one worst one was I think it was Chainsaw Man.
Really?
But for me, if I'm going to live in a universe that one of the popular ones, I would have to say Fire Force. I would live in the Fire Force universe.
Interesting.
I live in the Fire Force universe.
Interesting.
Because the only real thing is the only real danger to worry about is the spontaneous combustions, but then you realize that some of those are induced. So then there's a lower probability of that if you're just around, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking like avoiding like dangerous streets. You just avoid it that way. But if you want to become part of the Fire Force, and then if you have the potential to be born with the specific abilities, that's also fire too. Right. No pun intended. So that's also dope. So yeah, it'll be the Fire Force universe. If it wasn't Fire Force universe, it would have to be the one before that, which would be the
Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
That is such a good anime. That's such a good anime. Oh my god. What about you, G?
So I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of the different. That's tough.
Yeah.
Because all of them, it's pretty beautiful. All of the universes.
That's what I'm
It's a harsh
thinking,
world, bro.
All the universes are so cool. Like despite the brutality,
You got a whole
Sword Art Online, you still can get bodied in that one too, bro. Like you're in a coma playing a video game, and you can get bodied.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
What kind of
bro? Like, I don't even want to. Wow. Dad, that's tough. I really can't think of one right now, bro. To be honest with you.
Okay, that's cool. You just have to answer it on the next time we link.
I mean,
The Promised Neverland? To be an orphan?
Oh,
you get adopted?
nah, a lot of these. Nah, I mean, a lot of them are just trash, bro. Like, I'm just thinking of just living. You know what I mean?
Being
like,
the main character,
just living in a.
Yeah.
I just want to be right. I'm just thinking of like, damn, which world, which universe would I want to be a part of? I'm thinking of their living situation and just everything is kind of trash. Everything is trash, bro. Everything is whack. Shit. I can't. I was gonna say God of High School. You know what I'm saying? The God of High School. I would say I live in that universe. You know what I'm saying? Because that was pretty dope. That one was pretty modern. You know what I mean? When Shorty made the Smash Brothers reference, I said, "Excuse me." I've never heard no anime mention a game that I literally play. Like what?
Yeah.
So I mean, something like that, but I don't know. They're all trash.
Tower of God is also a terrible, terrible universe.
Trash. They're all trash. They're trash, bro.
I got
to think. Attack.
Go ahead.
I would never want to live. I would never want to. Attack. Trash.
No way.
My Hero. I was thinking about it. No. You know what I'm saying? All these trash.
So I got a few answers, right? So for the universes that I wouldn't want to live in, definitely Attack. Hell no. Hell no. I'm not living in Attack on Titan universe. No way.
Oh.
You know what other universe I'm not living in? Is Casher and Sin's universe. I don't know if y'all watched that one. It is it is mad gloomy, dog. It's like it's this android who literally or cyborg who literally like can't die. Like the world that they live in, like the rust is this disease that like all these inhabitants in this world for the most part are cyborgs. They're all cyborgs.
Okay, so their disease is rust.
Yes. And there's no coming back from it, right? And like the way how the story ended was mad sad, yo. Like, and it's just such a doom and gloom, like no hope type of shit. Like Casher and Sins is a universe, an anime universe I would not like to live in addition to Attack. Hell no. I don't care if I have the power of the founding Titan. Nah, dogs. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? As far as anime places that I would like to live in, I would like to live in the Naruto verse. I would love to be able to wield chakra, have the ability of a shinobi, know what it feels like to be able to use chakra to, and gain skills, so on. Just have that feeling of being a shinobi and shooting to excel to be like an elite shinobi, whatever have you. So Naruto verse I'd love to live in. Another universe I'd love to live in, which is like stark opposite, is Gundam. Some one of the Gundam.
Probably you a wild man.
Probably Gundam
okay.
Seed.
You a wild man.
Yeah.
You are a wild man.
Let me roll with Kira Yamato and strike freedom. Because I want to wield a dope ass Gundam. I want to go into seed mode and just kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that is an aggressive universe to choose to want to live in, bro. That is madness. Okay, you got it. That's wild. Gundam universe?
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of, there's a new one too that they actually have the main character, it's actually a female protagonist, and it actually looks really good. So I don't know if it started yet, but there's another one. Yeah, it's updated, so it's basically the follow-up to Iron-Blooded Orphans, because they haven't done anything after that before. It's not a follow-up in the same universe, but it's just a follow-up from that same studio. Because they did Iron-Blooded Orphans, and then they had that movie, which was basically just a recap of the first one. It was basically a rendition of the first Gundam series they did. They just put it on a movie, and then it's this one. I forget what it's called, but yeah, there's one out now.
Okay.
I'll find the name of it for you and I'll send it to you.
Yo, that's the thing. Like, you know, and I mentioned this on one of my shows in season 2. But another universe I'd love to live in is Macross Frontier. In spite of all the crazy danger and dealing with the alien spaceship-sized insectoid,
sounds like Evangelion. That sounds like
Evangelion. It sounds like Evangelion.
I would actually just want to. I would want to live on the frontier, the Macross Frontier itself, because it's just a massive spaceship that is like an Earth-adjacent spaceship with its own like ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that universe seems so vibrant. And like I said, I mentioned it on my show when I was talking about it. The universe there seems so vibrant and interesting. There's another There's another universe I probably want to live in.
I'll probably live in it. Oh no, go ahead. You said psych what?
Psychopaths.
Go ahead.
Oh, it crossed my mind for a second, but it was like, damn, this is a little. It crossed my. You could. It's very psychological in the way that you think. Like, if you think the wrong things for too long, they're coming after you, and
it's Minority Report.
Escaping it, bro.
It's Minority
Report.
So it's like you could I mean, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? No crazy thoughts. You know what I mean?
I really love how they did with the dude, the last kid. I think it was the end of season 1, where there's just like 141 people died, and they just put that all in one person. And I really liked it. That was really weird and really strange.
Yeah.
Oh, did he drop off? He lost connection?
Yeah, I think he dropped him. Okay. We got him back in.
Cool. All good. Connections happen.
Yeah,
my bad.
No, all good.
What I was saying, this 140 people, they put in one person and all that. That was nuts.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Wait, for what?
For a psychopath.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was great, man. That was when I started like a while ago. And then I just like, you know what? I was like, let me just continue watching. And the more I watched, the more I got into the story and was just like, all right, this is getting dark a little bit. And it's like, okay, all right. And I started watching a little more and I'm like, things are, adding up.
Mm-hmm.
Then the whole thing where dude kills Shorty's friend. I'm like, oh, he actually did it. Like,
he was really about that. Like, he was not playing.
He really killed Shorty. Like, he really killed her. Like, I'm like, oh shoot. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, this is dark. I mean, speaking of, dang, well, never mind. I had a different thought. I was thinking of what's the anime? Tokyo Ghoul. Never mind.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Because I know we spoke about Chainsaw Man, and I had a thought of Tokyo Ghoul. Like, this was early on. Like, this is first session. When we were talking about Chainsaw Man, I had watched it, things like that. But there is a Tokyo Ghoul reference in that we can talk about after you watch it. But
okay. Yeah. All right, that's definitely gonna be something. That's homework.
Yeah. But you got this Chainsaw Man is a whole nother.
Yeah, I got to get on that. I've heard so many good things about it. So many good things.
Watch it with no one around you.
Big said the same thing. You talking about Chainsaw Man, right?
It's adult suggestive. Okay. It's very suggestive with adult.
It's rated MA. It's rated MA.
Speaking of that particular subject, we only got 7 minutes left, but I want to do this little mini segue. And maybe we could talk about this next time we link up. But like, there are some mangas that really truly deserve to be made into anime. I really hope to see them. I don't know if you guys have ever heard talking about like not watching shit when nobody's around. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Sunken Rock.
No.
Sunken Rock. It's a Korean based manga, but it's interesting, but it's interesting.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's interesting in a very, very adult way, but it includes a lot of shonen elements.
What do you mean by that?
I mean,
don't elaborate. I get the gist. I get the gist. Yeah.
Another dope manga. It's also Korean based. Is this manga called The Breaker? Heavy into martial arts. Like, it's very. I would say it's like I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to, but it deals a lot with like the way how they implement the martial arts, and they use like spiritual ki or whatever, like. But it's not like Dragon Ball Z ki, like overpowered like that. But it's like on some street level shit. But like, there's like inner ki involved, and you reach another level of martial, like where you're not totally human in the way how you fight. Like it's a great manga to check out. So The Breaker is dope. Sunken Rock is dope in its own way and interesting.
That reminds me of another anime. It's a Chinese anime, but it's great fight scenes, but it involves a lot of Chinese gods. It's representation of Chinese gods. And I remember seeing it on Facebook and some clips on Instagram too. Been trying to figure out exactly what it is. I'm going to find it because I had it saved somewhere in the archives. but that's another one I wish they opened up on more too. Just putting that on a lot more other platforms. I'll find the name of it.
No doubt.
Solo Leveling, they need to animate.
Did they not? Or they did?
No,
I gotta check that out. I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
I gotta check that out.
Solo Leveling, that's another one that needs to be animated.
No doubt. But I'm gonna have to check that out.
That's right.
All right, y'all. So we are at about the 4-minute mark left before this cuts out. So, do you have you guys any last thoughts, any shout outs, any plugs that you want to put on this platform? Anything?
We have to do this again because there's so many things we haven't touched on.
Yes.
Like, we haven't touched on Jujutsu. We haven't touched on,
we have to.
My Hero.
We have to. Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a bunch we haven't touched on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That we gotta dive into, bro.
Definitely.
I mean, there's just
One Piece as well.
Yeah, One Piece is also another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So Jujutsu, One Piece.
You know, it's just
My Hero. That's on the docket for the next joint. Hell yeah.
My Hero. Mob, you gotta get into
Mob.
I know you're a binger, but we gotta get into
I'm gonna get into Mob.
I mean, listen, as light as it is, I mean, Spy Family has had me cracking up, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Spy Family.
That's another one I heard of, dog. That's another one I heard of.
It cracks me up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It cracks me up. Don't expect nothing crazy. Go into it with no expectation, but I bet you it captivates you.
Okay.
It'll make you laugh, bro. It'll make you laugh.
It's just people keeping secrets.
It's great.
People keeping secrets. It's a great way.
It's an interesting dynamic between three characters. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, but it's funny. I found myself laughing today on my lunch break on some like, yo, this shit's hilarious. You know, they made something seem so dark and like as an anime watcher, you're like, oh shit, is this really about to come on? It's like, I mean, they make it so dark and gloomy. It's just about a person not being able to go to the bathroom. And that's just a random example, but it's just like me watching the anime. I'm just like, yo, they about to dive deep into this, and it's just like,
you gotta go save the world. What you told your wife. You gotta save the world. What you told your wife. You gotta go take a dump. Like, bro,
I'm definitely gonna watch that. Actually, shout out to my man Damien. Him and I have formed a creative collective called the Shameless Plug Hive Mind Consortium. It's right now we're focusing on putting out our books. He's working on this sci-fi series. There's more than 3 books. It's called Cody. It's crazy. So anyway, he actually put me on to Spy Family. He told me to check it out, so I'm gonna check that out.
Check it out.
Yeah, man.
It's just worth it, bro. It's funny, bro. That's all I can say. It's funny.
No doubt.
It's funny.
And any last shout outs before we cut out, before I give my closing here?
Make a correction. I said over 500 episodes for Naruto Shippuden. I made a mistake on that. It's less than that. It's just around the 500. I think it's 501.
Yes.
So, it's 501. So yeah, I want to make a correction before y'all kill me in the comments.
No doubt. What about you, Jan? Anything? Any plugs? Anything that you want to?
Nah, it's just we can't wait for the next one. You know what I'm saying? We got to unpack those other ones because we got some things to talk about that too. Like, you know what I mean? The Juju movie and everything like that. Like, we got Juju to talk about, bro.
No doubt.
So,
no doubt, man.
But no, thank you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate
you guys for coming on. This was really, really fun, man. And I hope it was fun for you guys who are watching, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified for whenever I drop that new heat. You heard, yes, sir. And make sure you hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm, promotes the videos, man. Thank you guys for coming on the show. It's DJ Biggity Biggs, the homie G Smooth from the Abstract Mud podcast, man. We have to do this again. This is amazing.
Yes, sir.
And I'll talk to y'all soon, man.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.